Yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of TreeCityTrading. This is your host, Wes. I'm just hanging out. Lovely Wednesday night. Hope everybody's having a good time. Definitely having a smoky time over here in Ohio. Got a bunch of this Canadian wildfire smoke. It's crazy. Got all the windows closed in the middle of summer. It's pretty wild out here. What's up, Casey James? Welcome to the stream. Got some things to go over. As you can see, I have the hidden bullish divergence pulled up. I just noticed something on the Bitcoin chart here. So as always, we'll get right into it. Talk about some Bitcoin prices here. Here, let me clean this up so we can talk about this idea. But I noticed, so we're looking at the daily chart, and we got a bit of hidden bullish divergence here. So this is kind of textbook hidden bullish divergence. We have an indicator here, the RSI. It's making lower lows. Let me change that color. Make that a bit bigger. So when you have an indicator that's making lower lows, but your price is actually moving higher, so that's a good thing. I always like to use the comparison. It's like a monster's mouth ready to eat some gains. So you can see it's kind of like chomping open here. And that's exactly what hidden bullish divergence is. So, especially on a bigger time frame like this, the daily, the RSI is kind of oversold here, but it does have some room to run. So, you know, we might get kind of like a little wedge on the RSI. That might come up, and that might turn this little flag also to move to the upside off this hidden bullish divergence we're seeing right now. And obviously it's a really volatile time in the markets. You know, some bad news could come out and the whole idea can change, but that's kind of what I'm looking at right now in Bitcoin. It's kind of interesting that we see this hidden bullish divergence. What up, Dingo? What up, Penny? Welcome. Shout out to the 7 watchers. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and share.
But yeah, this is really interesting. So might be a good time to buy. It was kind of a red day today. If we pull up crypto bubbles over here, at least in some of the projects I was getting, I know Radix got hammered today. Yeah, look at that, down 26%. They had an unfortunate announcement today. Everyone's really anticipating their Babylon network. It's their Babylon upgrade, and unfortunately they delayed it to September. So nothing bad happened, no money was lost, there's no hack or anything, but they pushed their smart contract forward 3 or 4 months. So they want it to be right. I can appreciate that, but you can see the price went from all the way 8.5 cents all the way down to 6 cents, down 25% on the day. I think it's an awesome project though. They developed their own coding language called Scripto. It's kind of a different type of coding language. It's a very fast network. So that's unfortunate to see, but at least they're being safe. You know, they're not trying to rush it. And then, of course, look at this. I didn't expect this FTT token. I'm not sure. Did we get some news? Let's take a look. Now, let me know if the music's good. If the music's too loud or anything, we can turn it down a little bit. Oh yeah, right at the top of the stream. Bankrupt FTX begins process to relaunch the exchange. Ugh, that makes me sick. Shout out to BitBoy, man. He saved me on FTT. I was watching his channel at work. I like to watch YouTube with my headphones on while I'm working. And he announced that he had that big rant about SBF and what they're doing, and it's so wrong and everything. So I got lucky. I heard that, and then I saw the price crash, and there's all these rumors that, you know, they're holding up the price and everything. So I actually sold around $25, and then it crashed to under $1, and I was like, yes, I made the right move. Thank you, BitBoy. So that was pretty cool. But that's interesting to see it up 40%. I'm curious what you guys think. Would you use FTX exchange again, especially in the US? You know, the FTX US exchange was kind of popular. I mean, it came out that it was more of a front for their company, but I couldn't see myself wanting to use an FTX product after all that, you know. But unless people get their money back, maybe it'll just reopen and your balances will be there. Who knows? Yeah, I'm with you, Casey. I would not use FTX. But then on the other hand, we got some really good news about KuCoin today, and then we got some really bad news a few minutes later. So early this morning, KuCoin announced that they're going to list Zen. And what's cool about this listing is they're doing it on their own free will. They're just deciding to list Zen. So 20 hours ago, new listing, Zen Crypto, got listed on KuCoin. It's the USDT pair. And then a short while later, they announced KuCoin to impose KYC in the next month. Protect your privacy. So I'm kind of curious. Let's take a look at that. Are they going to accept United States customers? I'll do KYC if it's, you know, the thing with KuCoin though is they don't accept US customers, so I don't think we'll be able to use it anymore. It's going to be like a Bybit situation. Yeah. On our current or the updated KYC rules. The new KYC update will affect a significant number of crypto users worldwide. KuCoin says it had over 20 million registered accounts on its platform. So that's really unfortunate. We won't be able to use KuCoin. I like to use KuCoin to buy XRP. You know, that was one of the few I could change to. But yeah, you're right, Casey. The MXC, I have a bad taste in my mouth because of the leverage trading over there, and they got some wonky fees. I lost a little bit of money. KuCoin was my go-to, but yeah, I'll be back on MEXC again. That'll be a place to buy DCA things like XRP and other things that we can't really buy in the United States. With a VPN, of course, you know, or take the trip over to Mexico. Not financial advice, you know what I'm saying. Everything else is just kind of red, down 5 to 10% today. It's a very red day. Look at ADA down 5%. One as low as 26 cents. Near's down 7%. That's looking juicy on under $1.50. Aptos down 4%. What's that sitting at? Under $7. Man, I wish I had capital. I wish I could buy all this shit. But let's get into the local ecosystem. Let's take a look at these prices. As always, we'll start at the watch list here, and let's take a look. Whoops. So I've seen a ton of FUD around Pulse and PulseX today on Twitter, and it's kind of reflecting in the price. PulseX is down 15% on the day, down to 4028. Many people are saying it's just Richard trying to flush out the shitty people before he pumps the price with all that liquidity. Who knows what'll happen, but both Pulse and PulseX are down quite a bit today. DBZen's also down. It briefly dipped under $3, or under $4, so we'll take a look at that. I actually bought a little DBZen today once I saw that dip, so that was pretty wild. Looks like Hex is up a little bit. That's the E-Hex. You got Zen up 8%. So Zen's still pumping off the good news. People are getting ready to burn their Zen. They want to accumulate these good prices. So that's exciting to see. That's really close. Yeah, but it's nothing. I thought we might have some more bullish divergence here, but it's not looking like it. But the chart's looking nice. I mean, that's such a nice rounded bottom right there. Hopefully this just continues to... Kind of looks like a little cup and handle type situation. Except that big spike up. That kind of looks like a manipulation right there, but... Solid looking chart. We got some green candles over the last couple days. It's good to see. Let's kind of zoom in here. Looks like we started 2 days ago. We were at 5013, and now we're up to 5016. So that's solid on the Zen price chart. I like to see that. KC says his fingers are itching for them high threes. Man, me too. Me too. DBZen is the shit for sure. I'm happy I took some profit, but I also left some in, so I've been... It can go down, I think, under $1 and I'm still up, but it's still nice I didn't cash out everything because I've been getting the ETH divs, you know, just a little bit of ETH divs. Finally over 100 tokens now. I'm not like one of these whales that has thousands of tokens, but I just over 100 DBZen right now, just letting that cook, letting that steak, getting those ETH divs. Got a second bag of ETH Zen, hoping for another dip while I wait for money. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. When's Zen gonna be on Coinbase? That'd be pretty sweet, right? So let's keep moving here. Let's switch back to the watch list. Let's check out Pulsechain. I'm sure it's red all across the board. Yeah. Classic Zen down 20%. PulseX taking a big hit. Let's look at the PulseX chart. That's got to be pretty gruesome right now. Pretty bloody. A lot of people are getting really mad. So yeah, we drew this earlier in the week and we were like, you know, this is kind of decision time. Is it going to hold this upward trend or is it going to fall through? And obviously it fell through here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we fell all the way to the bottom of this pattern. You know, we kind of lost this support right here. Whoops. So we had some support right here. We had some right here. We just keep falling through. So I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of come, we were testing the top of this support. If we come all the way back down and then go, I wouldn't be surprised if there's that final type of shakeout. If it does come down to these levels, like under 2.5, I might grab a bit more, you know, just to lower my average cost, because I paid the sacrifice price, which is, it's under the sac price right now, so you might as well try to lower that cost if you think something's gonna happen. But man, I hope it's just Richard playing those mind games. That's for sure. Still DCing into DBZen. Yeah, that's the move. Richard Hart saying stuff about single-sided staking because some FUD per Travon. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's unfortunate what's happening with PulseX. Now let's go take a look at that right now. I thought it was awesome at first. I was getting all those incentive tokens, you know, the ridiculous APRs. We were getting like 5, 6, even up to 1,000% that first week. That was pretty sweet. But and now it's kind of back down to earth, and I don't really want to take the risk to earn 20% and lose my PulseX, you know, or lose my USDC and Pulse. So I haven't been really participating, but the big problem is, so you have these farms on V1. When you pair these liquidity tokens, so to get into the farm, you have to make liquidity tokens. To make liquidity tokens, you pair the two cryptos that are listed. So you have PLSX and PLS. you would take half PLS and half PLSX and pair it together, and then you'd get liquidity tokens back. And then you can drop them in these farm and earn the APR. What's supposed to happen is when you provide liquidity and create those liquidity tokens, you're supposed to be earning liquidity fees. That's how Uniswap works. That's how PancakeSwap works. That's how providing liquidity. Why would you provide liquidity if you don't earn fees? And that's exactly what happens in the PulseX farms. Why would anyone ever provide liquidity on V1? Because they don't earn fees. So the weird thing is, everybody knows it's broken. V1 is broken. You can't earn liquidity fees, but they're still leaving the incentive tokens up. And for some reason, they're like, well, we're going to have the incentive staking on V1, and then we're going to have the liquidity fees on V2. So you're going to have this half broke one on V1, and then on V2, you're not going to have the incentive token. Like, it's kind of shitty. It really is kind of shitty. And to be honest, I don't think it's broken at all. And what's really weird is, Brett was so active in the community. He designed the bridge, he designed the DEX, he was on the Pulsechain team. He hasn't tweeted in a month. He's been gone. Who knows where he is? He just kind of left. No tweets. His last tweet, June 1st, just a heart, while we have these broken dexes and these slow bridges. And I'm sorry, I'm fired up because of what Richard said earlier about how the community needs to build. And it's, where the hell did, oh, I took your $1 billion and now you guys got to go build it. Like, are you kidding me? So I was kind of stoking the fire. I was like, what do you mean you didn't talk about single-sided pools? We tested that on the testnet. Why was it on the testnet if you never talked about it? It really fired me up. Oh, that's funny. He deleted the tweet. I said, all I hear is, sorry, PulseX sucks. I took your $1 billion and built an Ethereum knockoff with a bad DEX, but you can make something better for free. That's basically what this text message said, and that's pretty funny. He went and deleted it, right? They have V1 and V2 and V3 because V1's broken. I mean, really, they should be upgrades. As you come out with a new contract, you release a new V1 contract or a V2 contract. So the V1's broken, so they create a V2, but they left the incentive tokens on V1. So that's kind of shady. You can only earn incentive tokens on V1. If you come to the farms on V2, there's no pools to earn incentive token, which is kind of shitty. Yep. So that's kind of my thoughts on Pulsechain right now. I do have my Pulse Punks. I was thinking about buying another one while the price of Pulse is so low. The mint price this morning, or the floor price this morning was like 700. What's it at right now? 720. Should have grabbed it. These are sweet because they're royalty. I think that's that's a neat thing. Normally the royalties would go to the team. Let me log in here. With normal NFT projects, the royalties go to the team or they go to the artist. They go back to the people trading it. With Pulse Punks, it goes to a pool, and then the entire community splits the pool. So since I have 2 of the Pulse Punks, I'll get 40,000 PLS as of this point, but I'll also get all the royalties as people trade over the next 100 days, which is pretty sweet. I like that idea. So also the first NFT on Pulsechain, I'll support that. And then also, of course, we're doing the Zen mints on Pulsechain. So kind of pivot over to Pulsechain here. Let's take a look. I haven't logged in. Yeah, this is nice. Look at this. That's kind of cool. It's got my ENS name up there. Much better interface. They were working on the front end. That's kind of cool. Yeah, and it actually loads up the NFTs. That's nice. So I'm up to 44 NFTs. I wish I was doing Zenturions off the bat, but the gas was all fucked up. When it first launched, so I didn't start doing Zenturions until recently. I've been max minting those, getting ready. Basically have one due every 2 weeks and just continuing to mint those out. Should I do one right now? Let's check the price. What's the gas now? If it's under 17, I'll do it. Let's see. So it's about 20. What is that? That's kind of, I'm curious how many. So where am I at? We got 7-1, 7-14. So we'll go 11-7. So I'm kind of doing some shorter mints, just so I have it ready. I want to have Zen for DB Zen when it launches, and for the cycles, the early cycles. Well, I want to have Zen for the burn parties, you know, just to have to burn. So that's why I set up the ladders like this. Wait, no, we're going 11-7. So I'm basically just going to have a Zen mint due every week on Pulsechain. It's cheap enough to do. I think long term it'll be good. Is it going to be under 40,000 PLS? Maybe I'll do it right now. 60,000. Oof. Let's give it a second. Let's see if it comes down. Just buy it then. I know. I really should. I really should. I mean, I'm still, if I'm not breaking even, I mean, it's not like I'm doing a 2-week mint. You know, this is a 3-month mint, so. Yeah, it's just a little too high right now. I'll come back later. It'll be cheaper later tonight. So that's kind of what's going on with Pulsechain. I'm excited for the DB Zen to launch over there. Let's go back and look at the charts. So that's interesting. Moonbeam Zen's up 20% from the news on X1. That's kind of interesting. And then the Doge Chain Zen. What a joke. How's DB Zen doing on the other chains? Oh yeah, Moonbeam Zen's up 32%. Cosmos DXN's up 14%. That's nice. The ETH proof of work is not happy right now. Why not buy Zen? That's a good question. I haven't really got there yet. I do buy Zen if I want to burn for DB Zen. So like if I'm in the moment and I want to burn, or like if I decided to participate in Zen Shiba or something, I would buy some Zen to do that. But I'm starting to get to the point where I want to hold the Zen that I'm minting. So I'm kind of like minting it and putting it in a safe place, and then anytime I want to participate in the projects, I'll actually buy it and burn it. But for the auctions, like the auctions, I'm saving it for the auctions. That's kind of my strategy. Yeah, I want to be burning in the auctions. It kind of has that DB Zen feel. I'll be able to watch the lobby every day and like pick the days that are better for me to burn and get more of an allocation. So that's what my strategy is right now, but it's changing every day, to be honest. That was you? Bought some Moonbeam Zen earlier? That's funny. Shout out to the 12 watchers. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and share. So yeah, I listened to the X1 space finally yesterday. The space was yesterday. I listened to it earlier today, and it was good. I was really excited. So they're doing the DAG technology, which is kind of like Phantom, kind of like H-bar. There's another project I like. I have a nice investment in called Constellation. Constellation DAG is a pretty cool one, but they're just extremely fast networks, you know, with low gas fees and fast transaction times. It's a different kind of blockchain. You know, you think of a blockchain in a line, it's kind of a straight line. Well, a DAG like works outward, you know, up and down. It's kind of a three-dimensional blockchain instead of just going sideways. So it can scale a lot faster because it's not just going one block at a time. It's kind of... What does ChatGPT have to say about a DAG? Let's take a look. US Air Force uses DAG. Yeah, Constellation. That was actually what got me into it. Once I heard that, I started looking at the technology, you know, some of their partnerships, including the US Air Force. I can log in here. All right. What is a DAG and how is it different than a blockchain? Explain to me like I'm a YouTuber. Jesus Christ. Directed acyclic graph. Imagine a bunch of connected nodes, kind of like a web. So yeah, that's what I was saying. It's not like a blockchain. It's not like a chain. It's like a web that goes out, or a network. Each node represents a transaction or a piece of information. So that's pretty cool. Cool thing about DAG is that it has a direction, meaning the nodes are connected in a specific way. However, it's acyclic because there are no loops or cycles. In other words, you can't go back to a previous node starting from any node. You have to start from the beginning and kind of work your way out. Main difference lies in their structure and how they handle transactions. In blockchain, you have linear chain of blocks, and each block has a limited capacity of transactions. So that's what you think about when you think about ETH. You know, even when we're talking about the EVMPX launch, you know, if you do the max VMPX 39,000, that's one whole ETH block. So you're going to be paying for one whole ETH block. With DAG, it doesn't really work like that. You can have multiple people buying multiple blocks, and it's not going to be in a line. It's not going to be a bunch of transactions waiting to confirm in a single block in a chain. It like blooms out. So in blockchain, you have a linear chain of blocks, and each block has a limited capacity of transactions. This can sometimes lead to slower transaction processing. On the other hand, DAG transactions can happen in parallel across different nodes. There's no fixed block size, and new transactions can be added to the graph quickly. So that's pretty nice, right? You know, it's kind of, we couldn't do the EVMPX on X1 if it was a DAG, because everybody, there wouldn't be a gas war, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. You know, the tokens would be worthless because people aren't going to pay anything for them, because it would basically be free in a DAG. But since Ethereum's slow and it's a slow blockchain, and 39,000 VMPX is going to be a full block, there's going to be gas wars on Zendependence Day for sure. So that's pretty exciting. Casey James says, do you think VMPX will pump during July 4th and dribble out since Bridge won't be up for a while? Yeah, I do. I mean, that's kind of the natural cycle. It also depends on crypto in general. You know, say some bullish news comes out, you know, in July about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin pumps up to 30, 40,000, 35, 40,000. I'm sure it'll take the BRC20s like VampX with it. And also, once people get their VMPX on Ethereum, people will be able to build with it. So that's kind of interesting. Without the bridge, though, it's kind of a different situation. I'm curious how the price action will work and everything. You know, which one's going to be cheaper. It's definitely interesting. In blockchains, there's different consensus mechanisms like proof of work, proof of stake, where participants compete to validate blocks. In DAG, consensus is often achieved through voting-based system. So basically, they vote on, you know, who approves the transaction. DAG is a directed graph without loops, while blockchain is a chain of blocks. It's interesting trying to visualize that in your head. Yeah, the SEC Ripple case. Oh my gosh, I know. When's that coming to an end? I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that judgment too. I've been slowly getting some XRP. Got a couple thousand ready to go. But even when they solve that case, who knows what'll happen with XRP? And there might be some big institutions that are waiting to sell. So there's a good chance it'll dump way down and then get that huge run up. But either way, I'm going to be prepared. Kind of like Zen. You know, I like to have a little liquid Zen. I like to have some mints coming, but then I also like to have a little capital in case I got to buy something real quick. I like this new site. This is pretty slick. Kind of interesting that only these have logos. None of these do. Should we try the fastnet? Gonna have to add the RPC. So I got 405 DXN or XN rather. That's right, and the VMU is only 43 because the quote unquote blocks are smaller. I bet the blockchain's a lot faster than my MetaMask wallet, that's for sure. 0.02xn. So is it going to be done by the time I click on it? Boom. That's awesome. That is pretty slick. Average block time, 800 milliseconds. That is wild. Yeah, it was true. You really can't even read that. It's going through so fast. So curious what to see, what it'll do when there's a heavy load on it. But that's slick. That's really cool. Those with logos are the chosen chains to have the highest XN airdrops. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's pretty funny. We're on the same page there for sure. I do kind of have like a little a thing for Phantom. You know, Phantom's one of my favorite chains, at least in the 2021 bull run. Yeah, I made some nice gains off Phantom. It went all the way to like $2 or $3 from close to the price it's at today. So it's not as fun for Zen though, because it's so cheap. You know, it's so cheap to make Zen. But I have a nice bag of DB Zen on Phantom, and I'm kind of stuck with it. There's no liquidity, so I just kind of let it sit there. Got about 2,000 DB Zen on Phantom, and I'm getting a couple Phantom every couple days, so that's cool. It's kind of just dripping in there. I can't sell it. The price impact is like 30-40%, so I'm just kind of holding it. I'm kind of stuck with it, which I'm not mad about. It's nice getting 1 or 2 Phantom a day. I chose close the GPT window. That's okay. That's funny. Let's see what Twitter has to say about the DAG. So there will be a new Zen on X1 that helps the DAG stay active enough to keep it secure. I have some thoughts on the Zen 2.0. Why not call it Nex? They might still launch Nex. Who knows? That'd be interesting if they actually launched Nex. I know that was a big thing, and I wasn't sure if that was the same idea that DB Zen had, and then that's why they canceled it or something. Maybe that's why they're bitter with each other. I don't know. I'm not into the drama. I don't take sides. I like both. I love Zen. I love DB Zen. We're all part of the same ecosystem. We're all here to build and learn, and that's what's important to me. Jack said, just hit 1 million C rank on Fastnet. All transactions confirmed in 1 second. This is the preview of how an easy block chains should be. For sure. That is wild. 800 milliseconds. On the new UI, it's not letting me connect my MetaMask through my phone. Are you using the MetaMask browser? Or are you using Wallet Connect? I'd suggest a MetaMask browser. That's usually how I do it. I haven't had any issues, but I haven't tried it with the new interface either. So I'm pretty excited. My ladder of mints starts on July 1st. I got mints due on like every chain almost, at least the ones that I like. So that'll be pretty fun. I hope you guys can give me a follow on Twitter. I've been in and out of the spaces lately. I've been following the Bitmap stuff, man. This stuff is so crazy. I've really kind of fallen in love with the whole Bitmap theory. So I'm using Zen Network on my Mac and my MetaMask from my phone. Oh, gotcha. Locked out of MetaMask on my Mac. Damn, hope you know your private keys. If you know your private keys or your seed phrase, just I would reload it on your Mac. You kind of delete it and re-add it. Then it'll load everything back up. You can even load it in a different wallet, like a Trust wallet or your Coinbase wallet or something. kind of curious. Let's go back to that. Fastnet is another iteration of testnet meant to test the technology that'll be used to build on the X1 chain. We now have DevNet using Polygon's open source code and Fastnet being a DAG. It's very cool. Trying to find what fits. Yeah, Penny, if you need any help reloading your MetaMask, definitely let me know. I can send you some instructions. Obviously, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to ask you for your seed phrase or anything stupid like that. I'll just send you some instructions on how you can kind of reload MetaMask. You can do it on Windows or a Mac. It's really easy. But you just want to make sure you have your seed phrase or your private key before you do anything. Yeah, shout out to the 16 watchers. If you guys want me to pull up any charts, look at any projects, we're just kind of hanging out tonight. I wonder what was happening. So let's check out the Bitmap thing. Get logged into Unisat here. Everybody's talking about the blockout. That's pretty cool. Shout out to 8-Bit, man. He's the one that got me into it. I was lucky to get in early enough. Hopefully this takes off. I'll have some nice bitmaps. Yeah, right here. Bitmap.whatthefuck. Bitmap.wtf. Basically has the blockout countdown. So there's only 56,394 available. So once this reaches 0, there's only going to be the new blocks that are generated at each day. So this is going really quick. Out of 796,000 blocks, 739,000 are claimed. So that's pretty cool. Shout out to Ordinals OS with this sweet little visualization. Nice little countdown. So what's gonna happen when we get to 0? I'm excited. So let's see. How do we go check out Ordinals wallet, see what the floor price and stuff is for the bitmaps right now? I wonder if I could show you my list. How much is each inscription? They cost about $2. You can get them as cheap as like $1.50. Here, I'll run through the process with you. We might as well do it real quick. It's always something to do. I was looking last night and I really wasn't finding anything. But maybe we can find like a cool transaction that's available. So if you have Unisat, definitely recommend using Unisat. KC says, do you have to buy to get in? No, you can mint it. So I'll walk you through the process right now, because it is very important. You have to make sure the block number is available. If it's not available, then you're not the first one to do it. Then basically your bitmap doesn't count. So to start, you come over to Unisat, you pull up the search, and you're going to click text. And this is where you're going to search for the bitmap to see if it's still available. I like to use a website called Blockchair, and Blockchair allows us to search specific blocks. So once you get to Blockchair here, you can actually click on the block button under the search bar. Oh wait, that's the current block, sorry. Click on Bitcoin first and then block. So once we're in Bitcoin, we can scroll down, click on the blocks here under the Bitcoin chart. And this will bring up this cool filter here. Let me make sure you guys can see everything. Yeah, you should be good. Okay. So this table basically has every Bitcoin block that's ever existed, and you can actually do certain filters on it. So this is how I was getting some really cool ones. Like if you wanted one with 420 transactions, keep in mind there's only 260 of them total. So they're most likely all gone, but what I would do is I would come over here, pop these numbers into Unisat. So I would say, I'm searching for a text inscription called 773.802.bitmap. And sure enough, on 6/17, someone minted this block 773,802. So that means this one's taken. I could inscribe it, but I wouldn't be the first one to do it. So I would just have like a kind of like the dead VMPX that we got when we were outside of the range. So most likely the 420s are all gone. The common numbers are likely all gone. We might be able to find something like maybe a 777. So there's actually even less of these, 168 of these. It's like if I pop in 785, 596. Yeah, see, all these are going to be taken because a transaction count of 777 is kind of a cool number. You know, it's kind of like a casino number type thing. So yeah, you can see all of these are basically taken. Maybe we'll go a couple pages in. There are less than 200, but yeah, these are all going to be gone. And that's just the transaction count. So another way you can search is by size. So I'm going to do a block height. Block height are the block numbers. We're going to go from, we'll start at 500,000 because I'm pretty sure the first 500,000 are minted out. And we're going to remove the transaction count. And now we can sort it by things like output. So if I wanted to see the biggest Bitcoin block after 500,000, I would just click the output BTC. This Bitcoin block after the 500,000 block has 1,192,486 Bitcoin in it. So that sounds like a pretty cool block. You know, you come here, and sure enough, 4 people already tried to mint this block because it's probably the biggest Bitcoin block out there. So people didn't really know what they were doing. They just kind of come in here and mint it. You know, this one's minted at 1:30. This one's at 1:38 a.m. today. Probably some noobs coming in, not knowing what they're doing. But the important thing is to make sure it's available. So Casey James says there's some site that shows the map of a bitmap of inscriptions. Yeah, that's actually that's Ordinal's wallet. So actually, I already have it open over here. So if you come to Ordinal's wallet, you pull up the bitmap. They have the map, launch map button over here on the right on ordinalswallet.com. This thing's gonna kill my computer. It might kill the stream. But yeah, here's the map. Basically everything orange and green is taken. The green's for sale. Orange means it's where's the... Yeah, this thing's tripping out my computer. I'm just gonna close it. But even that's not 100% accurate because it doesn't update fast enough, so you always want to check in Unisat first. I recommend inscribing in Unisat. You can inscribe straight from that map tool, but it seems to be a couple minutes behind, so if someone, you know, doesn't, it may not go through if someone already taken it and their site isn't updated. But let's see here. I wonder... There's also another tool here. I'll pop this one in the chat. This one actually just shows ones that are available. Where is that? Bitmap Finder. So this will actually just give you available bitmaps. So I posted that in the chat there. So the first couple days, you know, you can tell it to do 6 bitmaps that have the sequence like 666 in it. But I bet now there's going to be none available. I'm curious if, let's see. Are there any under 500,000 available? Okay, so there's a lot. Let's go with under 400,000. Let's go under 325,000. That's wild. So we did the same thing a couple days ago, and the lowest one was like in the 100,000s. Now there's not even one available under 325,000. So what about 340? Nothing under 340,000. Let's go with 350,000. That's wild. So there's one. Look at this. So 343,759. If I take it over to Unisat. See, look at that. So this says it's available, but it's actually unconfirmed. And this is another teaching lesson in its own thing. This is not inscribed yet. This is unconfirmed, which means the transaction's in the mempool. If you wanted, you could try to front run this person and bump your fees way up and get confirmed before him, and you would own it before this person because this transaction is not yet confirmed. So that's kind of interesting. Let's bump it up to 36 or 3. I don't even want to waste Bitcoin doing that, but that is a possibility. So I bumped this up to 360,000. Looks like we got a bunch in this range. Let's try this 354,677. Okay, so we have one that's available. So Casey says, wait, if more than one person inscribes a block, is the one who can sell it first the only person? Is the one who can sell it the first person only? Yes, that's the goal. Yep. I mean, technically you could sell it, but it's not going to show in the marketplace, and it won't show in the utilities. And that's because they're of a thing called indexing. So they're actually indexing the Bitcoin blocks, and they do it by the time. So they'll not only know if you mint future blocks before the blocks are minted, they'll also know if you minted a block that someone else did, like a duplicate. And those will be invalid blocks. And that's just kind of the nature of Bitcoin. That's kind of like the VMPX. Like I had a couple of VMPX transactions I sent during the mint, but the mint ended and then my transaction confirmed. And it gave me some tokens, but since those tokens were out of the range of the VMPX, those tokens are invalid and I can't send them to an exchange. I can't withdraw them. They're just kind of a bad inscription. Hell yeah, thanks Casey. What's up D? Welcome. Bitcoin miners are making a killing. Oh, I know, right? All right, so let's see. Did someone front run me here? All right, so we got 354,677. Now I can take this number over to bitfeed.live and see if there's anything special about this block. So I'll pop it into bitfeed.live. This is what this block looks like. So it's 354,677. It's from 2015. It's got about 9,400 Bitcoin worth 284 million. It's got over 1,000 transactions, which is kind of cool. So might as well grab it. So once I have this grabbed, I see the block, I kind of like it. I'll search for this. I confirm that it found 0 results. That means no one's minted this yet. So I'll come over here. I'll click on the little pencil to inscribe it. We're going to do a text and we're just going to paste that right in there, 354,677.bitmap. And it's going to inscribe 354,677.bitmap onto Satoshi. And as long as I'm the first one to do it, I will get that Satoshi, or get that inscription. Gas is pretty high right now, which is surprising. It's over 41. The last couple days it's been under 30. So it's a little more than $2. Right now it's sitting at about 301. Let's bump this up to 45 and connect my wallet here. So it's going to cost me $3, about 1,100 or 11,000 sats with a 2,000 sat fee plus the fee. So we're looking 0.000, so about 17,000 sats with the fees and everything. So this is probably a $4 bitmap. I have the link. Which link you looking for? I put the bitmap generator up there. I also have bitfeed.live, which is the kind of the visual guy. Here. So there's the link for Bitfeed. And boom, so I submitted that. I inscribed 354677.bitmap. Now I can take it over to the mempool and view my transaction. So it's unconfirmed right now. My confirmation, the transaction's pending. So that you'll notice this white triangle in the mempool. My transaction's actually in this box. All these transactions in this box have a transaction fee of 40 sats over VB. So this box has 23. So everyone in this box was kind of less priority. They were kind of pushed back. Then this box is third in line and it's only 17. So you can see if I would have left it at 15 sats, I would be all the way back here in line and it wouldn't confirm for a whole hour at least. Sometimes it doesn't confirm for a whole day. But since I bumped it up to 45, I'm actually in the next block as of right now. So the transaction's unconfirmed. Now if I go over to Unisat again and I search for the block that I just tried to search for, or just tried to inscribe. Whoops. Which one was that? It was 354677. So in the Unisat wallet, it shows as unconfirmed. 354677.bitmap. So I'm gonna 546. I think I typed that wrong. 354677.bitmap. Yeah. So my transaction's not confirmed yet. It's actually not even in the pool yet, so it doesn't show in Unisat quite yet. I do see it in my wallet as unconfirmed, which is cool. 354677.bitmap. So let's go ahead and refresh Unisat here. Oh, maybe I had it on the sats. I think that was the problem. No? Must just be slow to index. The gas fee is high right now, so there must be a lot of people trying to inscribe it. Claudia, I'm a big fan of your content. Thank you for coming. I'm happy to spread the word, man. I think crypto's awesome. It's the future for sure. I love learning about this stuff. So basically inscription's like an NFT then. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Many people are comparing it to a plot of land in the metaverse, like a sandbox, or like a, if you can own land in sandbox. Let me find a tweet here. There's some really cool things happening here. Where's the one? Basically, your block has a look in the bit feed, and that's basically your plot of land in the metaverse idea. I forget who was it. 8-Bit that posted that. Shout out to 8-Bit. He actually he holds a nightly Twitter space called Bitcoin After Dark. Definitely recommend checking it out if you want to learn more about bitmaps. They're pretty funny. Bunch of stoners. Awesome people. Yeah, see, like this. So Foxy Ordinal, we're developing a cutting-edge 3D map interface inspired by the official indexer by Blockamoto. Blockamoto came up with the bitmap theory. Get ready to explore by clicking on the block and create your own virtual world in Bitcoin. So it's really all about this block number and what you can do with it. Imagine like the transactions in your blocks being buildings that you can build stuff in or something. It really depends on how they build it. So there's infinite possibilities. Another thing I think is really cool is the recursive NFTs on Bitcoin. Now this might be over everybody's head, but I'm diving deep into this stuff. So there's these recursive NFTs where you can actually put traits on the blockchain and build your own NFT with these traits, and it's a recursive transaction. So you end up with an NFT of all these different layers of traits that put on the blockchain. I want to see somebody do that with bitmaps. So to where I have, my bitmap, and say it has 420 transactions and it's $1 billion block, and I run it through this recursive lens. I want it to go through the recursive lens and then come out an NFT, like an AI art NFT. And since it has 420 transactions, it's gonna have like smoke and weed plants. And if it has like $1 billion block, it'll have like money and dollar signs, or like, you know, and then the AI will kind of make a visually appealing aesthetic idea. That's kind of one of the ideas that I have for this whole bitmap thing. Then every NFT is kind of unique and rare based on the block that it was mined from. I think that's a really cool idea. But there's really so many different things. You're talking metaverses, you're talking, you know, inscriptions, you're talking, you know, NFTs, different clubs. Like there's only 250 420 transaction blocks. So you could start a 420 club for anybody that owns one of those blocks. They also have the bit check, which is the Discord authentication. So they can see that your wallet has this 420 block and you get access to secret rooms in Discord or whatever. It's a whole thing that you can do on Bitcoin now. It's kind of like the NFT world on Bitcoin. So if you decide to sell an inscription, how would that work? Your first inscription is taken off in that case. Correct. Yeah, it's kind of like the BRCs where you create the transfer inscription. It's actually done over on the ordinals. There's actually two. So we'll start with Magic Eden. Magic Eden is one of the Bitcoin marketplaces for NFTs. They also do the bitmaps. It's probably the cheapest place to buy things like the Bitcoin frogs, if you're into the NFTs. They also just opened up the BRC20 marketplace, and they're calling the this new bitmap craze the inscription club. So it's one of the inscription clubs. But once you're here, you can actually list them. So we were taking a look at this yesterday, seeing what the activity was. People are selling them for basically 405 Bitcoin. It's about what they got them for, but some like, so this is a 5-digit right here. 58924. Let's look at it. I'm kind of curious. So someone's buying this right now. It has 301. So what is that? $30. Someone paid $1 to mint that. And now someone's buying it off them for $30. That's pretty nice. I've seen some crazy ones, some crazy transactions though. Someone bought one for 0.1 Bitcoin, which is over $3,000 right now. That's so wild. So yeah, you can come over here. You can look at your items on Magic Eden. You know, here's a bunch of my bitmaps. I have probably 60 now. And it's just like an NFT. You can just come here and list it. Like I have this rare 1501. It's a 4-digit that was mined by Satoshi. If I wanted to list it for 0.1 Bitcoin, I could just type that in and list it. It would connect to my wallet, and then it would be in the marketplace. If someone buys it off me, it creates a transfer inscription and sends it to them. So it's pretty sweet. But let's go look at the prices on Ordinal's wallet, because they have the actual, I can actually sort through the prices. 24-hour volume is 0.16 Bitcoin. That's crazy. Thousands of dollars on these little bitmaps. Over 2,600 sales. 5.8 Bitcoin total volume. There's 15,000 owners. There's 15,000 owners. There's 700,000 blocks, but certain blocks are so cool. Like it's so rare. It's interesting. It's not like art. Like it would be physically impossible for someone to make 700,000 unique images and have it be unique, you know. Eventually that's just so many, but with these Bitcoin blocks, every number and every transaction is unique. But here, let's sort it by the highest sale price in the bitmaps here. And yeah, look at that. 374 sold for 0.098. So basically 0.1. 176 sold for 0.07. People paid $1 and they sold it for 0.1 Bitcoin. That's $3,000. That's a 3,000x, right? That's wild. Let's look at the most recent ones. Most of them are going for 302. 858 just went for 0.019. And that's in the last few minutes. So these super rare ones, the 3 digits, the 2 digits, even the 4 digits are going for quite a bit. You can get hundreds of dollars for them. I'm kind of holding on to mine. I want to see where this goes, but I feel like I should take some profits. I also got a little Bitcoin Reaper here. I thought that was cool. Got my TreeCityWest.sats. I'm hearing a lot of interesting talk about the sats names too, so how that'll work with your bitmap. You know, your bitmap is going to be your plot of land, and your sats name is going to be your ownership. So that's how you're going to know, how people will know that it's yours. It's not going to be the Bitcoin address, it'll be your sats address. Kind of like ENS, you know, it's just like an ENS name on Bitcoin. I also have a Tree City Zen one, but it's not showing. See, that's a good example. So I have an inscription that says TreeCityWest.zen, but since that's not part of an official collection, it doesn't show in here. I bet I could find it in my wallet, and it has the little JSON code for me to, you know, if .zen was an actual suffix or whatever, but since it's not in a range that's in their indexer, it doesn't really count as an NFT on their platform. Are you just holding these for a while? Yeah, that's my plan. I have a couple listed just to see if anyone will bite, but yeah, no one's been close. 93779. This is probably one of my coolest ones. It's a 4 digit. It's a 4 digit. It kind of looks like a face. And then it also, if you put it in the V bytes, it's the Mondrian look. So I think that's really cool. I think that's really rare. It's from 2010. So I listed it at 0.01. I don't think anyone will buy it, but if they do, or actually it's 0.00999. So if someone buys that, that'd be cool. But it's just I'm just kind of throwing that out there. I'm not really expecting anybody. I'm not really in it to make a big profit, but I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, Ordinal's Wallet's a pretty nice site. You can also see my my BRCs over here. I got a good bit of VMPX, some OXBT, and some ORDI. It's kind of the staples, this BRC 20 staples. Nothing crazy. I just bought like $100 bags of each. You know, I'm down on the ORDI. I'm almost 2x on the OXBT and 3x on the VMPX, so that's kind of nice. This music's wild. What is going on? All right, well, we've been streaming for over an hour now. I think it's about time for me to hit the bed. Got an early morning, long day at work tomorrow, so I appreciate everyone coming out. I'm a pioneer in crypto. Thank you, Casey. Thanks for the nice words, man. Thanks for the nice words. Hopefully you guys go check out my website, TreeCityTrading.us. Whoops. The merch store is live, and I'm getting ready to add some new shirts to it. So got a couple designs ready. There's going to be a Bitmap shirt. There's going to be a Bitcoin shirt. But right now I just got the VMPX, the classic VMPX. I got a DBZen shirt, Pulsechain.com shirt. You know, Bitcoin miners got paid when I minted VMPX. I thought that was funny. I'm rocking the TreeCityTrading one right now on stream, so I hope you guys check it out. You can also buy me a coffee. I'm not yet monetized on YouTube, but if you want to support the channel, you can come to TreeCityTrading.us and buy me a coffee. We also have our $100 DCA portfolio. I'm kind of afraid to look at that. It's not too bad. So far, 6 weeks, $600 DCAs. We're down to 585, down about 1.5%. But looks like we're actually up on our Bitcoin. So we really should have just been buying Bitcoin the whole time. That's really what it comes down to. But all right, thanks you guys. Hope you guys have a good night. See you, Casey, James. See you, Mick. See you, Claudia. Later, ZZ. Later, Penny. Thank you, everybody, for watching. See you guys. TreeCityTrading's out.